Okay, here we are with some more DCSS. I'm gonna try to speed through this as much as possible. I have been memed into using this whack-ass staff, which would ordinarily be probably a good idea, but we have Hat of the Alchemist, so it's really just kind of like cream on top. It is a bit weird, honestly, that I'm trying to win with this thing. Notice how I'm keeping these two guys constricted at the same time. That's right. But yeah, if I had to guess at what the actual optimal thing to do with this character would have been, it would have been to not spend money on the staff, because our resistances were already covered, and instead just try to buy shops and find stat form. We may very well end up in stat form anyway. We probably will, which will make all this staves training pointless, but at the same time, this is a path forward. It's just a painful one due to the fact that we don't have AC or GDR. Let's go up. This Tengu can do a good bit of damage to us. Well, actually, maybe not. That's not a Reaver, that's a Conjurer. Do we have See Invisible? We do. Pop that on. Why wasn't I wearing that? Plus, we've already trained unarmed combat, but you know what? Taking staves to 12, this makes for kind of an entertaining stream, and also taking staves to 12 is just not that much of an invest at 0 aptitude. What's up, Vidiot? How you doing, man? Vidiot. Gotta make sure I say that word with lots of enunciation, or that name, rather. There was a guy who said the word idiot, or idiots, plural, and the geniuses at Twitch decided that because he had an accent, he had actually said a racial slur, and was banned. Because they're always looking to blame someone for something like that. Oh no! We've already jumped into politics! Ah! I thought I could avoid it. I'm gonna charm this thing. 11 minutes. I actually was about to... I didn't say this on stream, but I had this idea in my head. I was like, this is... I'm going to challenge myself to not bring up politics even once throughout this whole stream. You know? Looks like I've already failed. All I did was say hello. It's your name, dude. It reminded me of something. It's all your fault. Like, I said it, and I was like, oh man, did I enunciate that enough? That's what I'm talking about, though, when I'm saying things like, you know, I feel like I have to be ultra careful about everything that I say. I can't even say some dude's name, you know, without, like, wondering, gee, is this the day? Every time you talk about it, put money into it, dude, I'd be broke by the end of the day. I couldn't get away with that. I wouldn't have enough money to fit into the jar. Okay, let's identify. Oh, that's the point, I see. Hee hee. Okay, I don't care about stealth. I certainly don't want to have, the Ring of Teleportation, though. Amulet of Guardian Spirit. What are we wearing? We're wearing an Amulet of Reflection. I'll keep Reflection. For the maximum amount of SH. Defenses, baby. Okay. Easy enough. Now we have to get to the hard part of the game. Normally you would be done with the hard part of the game by now, but this guy doesn't have GDR, so he's got to decide where it is that he's going. He is going into Snake Pit. Now, if I get Guardian Serpented and surrounded by crap... hey, what? 1115? This is, tournaments work by having different categories of points. So, basically, you know, streaking is worth points, having the most number of ziggurat dives gets points, having the fastest win gets points, having the lowest turn count win gets points, having the highest score win gets points, etc., and so on. I am not trying to win the tournament at all. I'm just trying to help my team out. There are 2 categories, one for teams and one for solo play. I've never bothered with the solo play one. I am simply getting the streak points for the team and adding to my world record streak. You should put quotes around the word racist there. I don't think your team name was racist. Unless you want to say it was perhaps racist against kobolds, a species that is fictional. See, look at this. We get crushed in melee by just about everything if we simply roll poorly. Drop the Ring of MR+. Let's check something. Ancient Lich. Yeah, only 1% chance to get petrified or whatever. Actually, I'll wear the Ring of MR and we'll swap it for stealth because we don't care about stealth. Yep, Yermak is still overpowered. Yeah, we have Arlek. I don't care about this guy. Can still do good damage, but it's okay. Yeah, welcome to my mechanical keyboard stream. I hope you like it. Well, that's the thing, is unfortunately, especially the single-player version of the tournament, really comes down to not just skill, but how much time you have. So if you're like a vampire in real life and can simply not sleep very much, and devote every waking hour to eating, pooping, and playing Dungeon Crawl, then you will win the tournament over somebody who has the same, or perhaps even more amount of skill. Keyboard asthma based. Okay, so each of these dudes can constrict me, and there's just a lot of these guys. So we're gonna go up. Try a different staircase. Maybe don't fight so many things at once. If I had an axe like I usually like to have, it'd be okay, but if you get a 30 win streak, that's actually impossible in tournaments. Tournament legal streaks have to have no duplicates of species or background, so as a result you can only have 24 wins because there are only 24 species. Or 24 backgrounds, rather. Which means that in your theoretical maximum tournament streak, all species will not be represented. Okay, normally I'd be afraid to just chill here because these guys can shoot at me, with portal projectile even, but with my big SH plus reflection, they're really just going to be causing problems for themselves. I mean, we have 34 SH, that is a lot. By the way, let's turn on shields, so we're going to take it all the way to 25 like a madman. Nerd. Yes. Yes. Yes, bully me. I will never complain about being bullied, as long as it's not by someone with the power to shut down one of my accounts. Are there any similar roguelikes you recommend? I mean, there's a lot of roguelikes out there. I mean, Dungeons Dreadmore, for example, plays like a sort of casual, sort of feature-bloated version of DCSS, in a sense. You might try that out. It's a very different experience. If you're looking for something that's super-duper similar to DCSS, keeping the spirit of it. The only thing that I've played that I can think of that really plays super similarly would be that one really indie roguelike that Tone recommended to me, which is hey, I'm gonna not pick up Brand Weapon anymore. It's what's it called? It's called Golden Crone Hotel. And it's got its own little gimmicky things, but it's super duper clear to me that they, you know, the guy who made it was definitely a DCSS fan. There's a lot of, it's a lot simpler than DCSS in terms of the mechanics. But yeah, if you're looking for a similar experience, but also some differences, you should check that out. I might stream that again at some point. It's certainly pared down, but it's worth the $3 or whatever. You'll get your value. He doesn't overcharge for it, as far as I know. Unfortunately, it's not free, but I mean, you'll get your time's worth out of it. Hey, Kenran. If you like sandboxes, you could try CDDA. It's very different from DCSS, though. That's Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead. Can we have PogChamp back? Yeah, I got tired of... every time someone would use it, I was reminded of the sort of Stalin-esque thing that Twitch did in unpersoning Gutex, so... to prevent me from going on rants, I made it so people can't use PogChamp in my chat, because it was just like seeing this stuff just made me want to go on a rant every single time. Wait, does this count as a rant? Shit. Let's buy Ice Blast. Ice Blast is so good. Oh no, what is that? What is that bullshit? Oh, that's like a custom. It's a custom PogChamp. I don't recognize that one. All right. MR minus, no thanks. Ring of Slaying, that's kind of cool. Oh, hey, there's the condenser vein. Hey, baby. Hey, baby. That is worth spending money on for sure. That's power, man, especially since we're going to be training a bunch of evocations. Yeah. Okay, I'd like to get more acid as well, more acid wand. I'm not going to bother to buy Lightning Rod, even though I'd like to have it. I just don't need it. We are going to buy the Ring of Slaying. We're going to drop the Ring of MR, because by the time we run into Ancient Liches, we will have enough MR to be immune to them, and we're immune to everything else, basically. But yeah, Condenser Vein's huge. What do you guys think? Should we try to win this whole game without casting statue form, just to prove you can do it on an octopode without being a troglodyte? How are you doing all those? Oh, they're more customs. Are those from like other channels, or? I mean, here's what I want to know. Would it be against Twitch terms of service if I simply make my own custom PogChamp emote for my channel that is that guy? Or are we at the point where you get banned because you mention that you essentially make reference to the fact that some person exists who expressed ideas that they don't like? Have we really reached that level of censorship? I feel like we probably have. Yeah, there are nice people out there who will pass around subs. It's just disgusting, man. Getting worse slowly. Well, it seems to be that it's accelerating it at a speed that I didn't think was possible. I almost want to test it and see if they really would have the balls to ban me or somebody else. I mean, I'm sure I'm not the first person who's had this idea, so I'm sure somebody else will test the concept, but we silenced this guy, by the way, with file. Uganda is a private country. They banned Twitter. Get over it, Twitter. I don't know if you guys heard about that. Like, Twitter was bitching that Uganda blocked them, which was really rich, because it only happened like a couple days after they silenced the leader of the free world on their platform. Well, that's the thing, Alderain, is like I may fly under the radar because of how small time I am. And look at me, I only have like 789 followers. I'm sure that, you know, I don't break their terms of service at all. I really don't. But I'm sure that if I had 10,000 followers, I would be banned just for speaking against them. You think that those people are going to brook criticism on their own platform from somebody with a big audience? It's ridiculous. The left doesn't operate that way. They don't let themselves be mocked. They don't let themselves be criticized, not by people with any amount of influence. If they think that they can silence... Oh my god, I'm breaking the politics rule. The self-enforced, not very well-enforced politics rule. Oh man. Alright, let's talk about DCSS at least for a moment. I think I fall into talking about politics actually because it's like I'm at a point in the game where there's just not much to say. I mean, I'm luring enemies one by one. I'm playing perhaps a little more carefully than I would normally have to, because this guy has no GDR, so even with the fact that he has, I suppose, 16 AC, I mean, he could take full damage from anybody. 16 isn't even that much AC anyway. So, like, we're just kind of carefully taking out snakes and stuff, one or two at a time. Hey, we just found a book of changes. I'm probably not going to bother with blade hands. I like my shield. Maybe we'll use statue form plus elemental staff. Wouldn't that be cute? And sort of silly. It's the best version of DCSS/DCSS type available. You should play, if you want to play the absolute cutting edge, but also avoid the horseshit, dumbest changes in mainline, you ought to play B-Crawl. As far as mainline goes, if you want to stick with that, I think that the last and best version of mainline was probably 0.24 or maybe 0.23. There were some problems in it, but they hadn't exactly jumped the shark yet entirely. It's a hilarious combo, Herschel. It's an unnecessarily good combo, to be honest, which is why I was saying that I probably should have just stuck with unarmed combat. Hey, there's that surround I was afraid of. Oh god, see? Look how much damage you can do. There it is, man. No GDR means bad stuff. You can die at any possible moment, really. 0.21 is the best version because of BVC. Oh no. Yeah, the broke-ass, the ultimate double broke-ass version of BVC. It's still pretty overpowered. I think that's probably the funniest thing about modern DCSS development to me is the BVC thing. Like, I will never not find that hilarious that Gamma Funk's little baby, his spell, he actually tries to defend it as not being overpowered, even though it was so strong when it was released that it just shattered the turn count records. He tries to pretend that it's like, you know, even now it's overpowered, you know, even after the nerf. Bring back Scald and Haste spell. Haste spell was pretty broken. Unfortunately, I actually agree with removing that. Pad your streak on 0.21 with 30 Deep Elf Earth Elementalists. Hey, Quetzalcoatl, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. Bring back Lava Orcs. Dude, Lava Orcs were based. They didn't even make it into a real version of the game. They were only in Trunk for a little while, but I thought they were cool as hell. Alright, I am surrounded by way more things than I'd like to be. Let's, well, Firestorm is level 9. You deserve to be broken if you get a level 9 spell, with, you know, that's 2 schools online, don't you think? Plus, there are problems that Firestorm doesn't solve. No. Haste was single school, I believe, Charms, and level 6. I would probably be more okay with it being in the game if it was level 9 and multiple schools. That would be... Sure, but unfortunately, those kinds of solutions just don't really exist in the minds of the DCSS devs. They just kind of, you know, they just remove... Alright, check this out. He was in a doorway. This is actually a really cute mechanic. I just used File on him to silence him, but doorways can't have water on them for no good reason, I guess. So he didn't get silenced by the waterlog effect. Isn't that cute? He can do a lot of damage to me. Actually, I have 85 HP. How much can he do at range? Not enough to kill me. Use a little bit of wandage to make that happen. But yeah, you guys see how much I was able to abuse Condenser Vein here to like clear out half the end vault. Credit where credit is due. Let's get intelligence. Credit where credit is due. I like Condenser Vein. It's one of the very few changes that I think is fun. Possibly overpowered, but fun nonetheless. I mean, I don't really think it's overpowered. It's kind of a really good design for a resource because it's like kind of sort of a get out of jail free card, but you cannot spam it. It's probably pretty good in Ziggurats, yeah. Actually, it's Come to think of it, that kind of solves the silence problem, doesn't it? Can you still get poison clouds at level 27? Because if poison clouds go away by 27 evocations, then that is the ultimate solution to the silence problem. Almost as good, perhaps arguably better in some ways than the old Disc of Storms for that issue. To the point where I'm actually surprised that they put that into the game. Certainly better than Wand of Clouds for that purpose. That narrow purpose. I hadn't even considered that, by the way. That's an interesting thought. Well, I presume that each ziggurat has a different clock. So at that point you would just you would have to stick around in branches where you have plenty of turns left in between ziggurats. I mean, you certainly can't do it indefinitely, because I don't think you can plop down ziggurat entrances in Abyss, which is the only place without a Zot clock. So it kills you. You die instantly in the game if Zot clock hits 0. Good design, I know, right? Fun TM, yes, very much fun TM. Uh-oh, this is what I didn't want to fucking happen. Condenser vein, we get this garbage. I didn't bother to... I didn't bother to get Ignite Poison. Okay, technically I can die here, so we are going to drink a Heal Wounds. They're both hasted now. Yeah, this is way too much damage possible. This is... We're not constricted. I should have blinked instead of Heal Wounds. We blink. We telly. Burned a bit of resources, but basically being surrounded, especially with no GDR. But even if I did have GDR, their spells alone could have killed me with this much HP. So, wouldn't a better solution be to just multiply your score by 0? That way people can play the way they want. Well, the devs aren't interested in you playing the way that you want. That's the thing. You have to look at this game as though it's being developed as a rather it's being developed by a rather temperamental child. They are interested in forcing you to play the game that they want you, the way that they want you to play it. There is approximately 0 thought put into the idea of letting people play the way that they like. I can basically assure you of that. They're making the game that they want. Hey, this is their world, you're just living in it. It really is a shame, and the funny thing about that... we got the rune, cool. The funny thing about that to me is that these people sort of get like an endless pass because the game is free. It's like, oh, well, they're doing it for free, therefore we're not allowed to criticize them for doing something that's like sort of shitty or thoughtless, you know? And I just kind of refuse to go by that logic. I mean, like, sorry, but I don't think that just gives you carte blanche to not be criticized, basically, for doing something silly or for implementing something silly. They probably will take some amount of feedback. It depends. If you criticize them, you could get away with it, but you basically have to walk on eggshells and do it as carefully as possible. No, triple swords are still triple swords, from what I understand. But yeah, I mean, if there is some way to criticize these people without being named persona non grata, I am not capable of it, personally. It's a very much a conversational minefield. Tower sword. Hey, that sounds pretty cool, actually. Alright, there's no loot in here that I care about. Any artifacts I missed? Nope. Nope. Okay, so we have Neo Swamp, and we have we could actually go ahead and go to Elf. I still am not so sure about Neo Swamp. I've never been in it, but I know that there's these new enemies like Bunyips that claw 3 times for fucking 40 damage. So that thing by itself can almost one-shot me if it were to hit for max damage each time. Which we'd rather not have happen. Attacks extremely slowly, but it hits 3 times. Anyway, believe it or not, I think I'm going to go into Elf. I have the resistances to cover this. I just need to... Yeah, there is a lot of new stuff. Anyway, we have silence, so I have a get out of jail free card if we get into a bad situation in here. Oh yeah, I forgot about Might from Druid. So yeah, we quite literally could be one-shotted by a single Bunyip on this character. Such are the wages of playing a character with no GDR. You'll have these people tell you, and by these people I mean the devs, you'll have them tell you that GDR doesn't matter, but oh boy it does. If anything is going to kill the streak, it's some idiotic thing from a new version. I actually think that what will kill this streak is like me moving into the darkness on D1 or D3 and running into like a centaur with an acid wand. That's my prediction for how this streak ends. Either that or me just doing something insane like sleepily wandering into a transporter vault with a berserking Spriggan. Or auto-quivering a wand. Hey, that's true, I did waste a flame charge at the beginning of this game because of the new mechanic there. It's too bad we can't repeat backgrounds. Just play a bunch of Artificers. I love Artificer. Best boy. Okay, I closed this door because I didn't want the Demonologist to summon stuff. I see that he has a bro there, so why don't we, you know, actually for ultimate safety, I'm going to Condenser Vein so that even if I get paralyzed, this stuff dies and I don't get murdered. Because this Chaos Spawn can paralyze you. It'd be very, very bad for me. I love Condenser Vein, and I love Cloud Wand from before Condenser Vein because of the fact you can use it as a bit of insurance in case you get paralyzed by something. I actually don't need to Ice Blast anymore. Zom every run. Sounds like a good way to lose the streak. You know, there are Chaos Knights in the streak. I believe a Minotaur and a Centaur, not exactly the hardest Chaos Knights in the world, but still Chaos Knights, and I think I almost lost both of them because of Zom horse shit. Even some of the strongest species can be crushed by Zom. Uh-oh. Zom felled. I mean, once you had your extra life, that'd be pretty okay. But unfortunately, they don't start with any extra lives, so hell no. Zomfella D1 shenanigans make you scream feck. Yes. I prefer Fifi. Perhaps a fragile Fifi. I don't need another Ring of Wizardry, although we might want to think about what spells we want to use. Like, I believe it or not, I would like to learn Ignite Poison to fix bad Condenser Vein rolls. And in fact, let's Transmutation, Fire, Poison. Let's just take all these to 5. It's basically no experience. I mean, screw it. We'll get Ignite Poison online. Absolute Zero. Did you guys know that Absolute Zero was named that? This is a bit of an Easter egg. It was named Absolute Zero because absolutely zero thought went into the design. I wonder if constrict damage keeps going while you're paralyzed? I think it does. Like if I have this guy constricted and I get paralyzed, I think he still takes damage and dies. Okay, so there's a good chunk of gold available in the Hall of Blades. You might get banned if you carry on insulting people like that. See, I'm not insulting a person there, I'm insulting a concept from the game. So if they want to ban me over criticizing something in a game that I don't like, then I mean I will abide by whatever dumb shit terms of service things they put in, but that is perhaps a bridge too far when you cannot talk about some sort of implementation in a game. Like, hey, I think Mario should be able to jump higher. Oh no, you're banned for insulting the developers of Mario. It's really the same thing, you know, so if that's the standard, I don't think anybody could follow that, you know? I don't know, we're living in strange times. We're living in really strange times where, I guess people have somehow got it into their heads that offending someone is the absolute worst thing that you can do. And it's like, the world is now your hug box, essentially, where you just can't criticize anything, and if you do, then you have to do it with, like, 17 pairs of kid gloves on, and for me, and for people like me, it's like an almost impossible way to live. You know, it's like asking a fish to breathe air instead of hanging out in the water. You know, you can pull me up out of the sea, but I'm not going to last long. You know, that air was not meant for me, basically. And I can't be alone, you know, there's lots of people like me, but it's not the world I want to live in, you know, and I don't think that too much interesting conversation is even possible, really, without being willing to risk offending people. Everything gets kind of dumbed down to the lowest common denominator if you cannot offend people. Every single conversation becomes this sort of milquetoast, horrible slog through mediocrity if you have to be ultimately like 150% concerned about, is this going to offend someone, you know? True American. I am American. No shame there. And I suppose this is perhaps a uniquely American concept, but America's the best country on the planet. So anyway, we did Hall of Blades pretty easily there. I don't think there was a single Blade Master, which is what I was kind of concerned about on this guy. The problem is people think things optionals are vital. I don't understand what you said there. Was there a word missing there? Or am I just having an aneurysm? America is a continent. No. Look, we just call it America here. I realize that maybe other countries don't do that, but it's just how we do it, man. Murica. There's a U there, Tony. Murica. There you go. Well, that's curious. I feel like I could actually see him hasting and stuff, even though he was in the dark where I couldn't see him. Anyway, let's condenser vein, because these guys are just going to wreck all this rock that I want to turn into kill holes at some point. And I could very quickly take just a whole lot of damage here, so these earth elementals actually can do... No, I could die here. 40, 80, 120 plus negative energy burst. It's no good. Okay, he's silenced now. Boo! Lost soul. Oh man, don't get me started on the capital stuff. Okay, as long as he's silenced, we're reasonably safe here. Well, now we're not. Fuck, dude. Alright, fine. I'm gonna do what I should have done a while ago. Which is just go up, rest, go down. Ah, shit. I could have died there. If he had Crystal Speared, which he did, and gotten full damage on me, and that guy was no longer silenced, the one that could Bolt have drained me. Very, very unlikely, but it was possible, I suppose. Drain goes before Zot timer. Yeah, we have Drain Zot right now. Have I mentioned that I hate Deep Elf Elementalists? Uh-oh, banned from Twitch for being racist against Deep Elf Elementalists. They just ruin the layout, man. Yeah, have fun Crystal Spearing yourself, buddy. That's why we're wearing the large shield of ignorance. Condenser Vein? No, we don't have that again yet. This is a little dangerous because we could get a really nasty summon here, but we have Acid Wand, so we should be okay. We're going to start doing that because I don't want a nasty summon to show up. Burned a lot of Acid Wand to make that happen, but that's okay. Who do you belong to? You belong to this guy who is already ghostly, so we're going to kill him to take away his summon. This guy actually committed suicide, essentially, with his Icicle, and got turned into a ghostly version. So my secret plans to be clever just didn't work out. It's okay, though. We've cleaned this up a bit. We have just no digging, basically. For some reason, I thought I had like 30 digging. I must be thinking of the last game, so our kill hole situation is not ideal. Shit. I'll use the last one. I'll go here, and we will read Silence if we can't kill this thing fast enough. He's hasted, but we're attacking quickly, so he will not get 2 moves on me. Plus, I have our core, so he's not going to Hellfire me with me next to him. So he would really only use the Acid Blast, which we were resistant to. Oh shit, he's going to mess with the walls. Okay. Hello. Please don't mess with my kill hole, thank you. Okay, there's that guy. Nice. We sure are training a lot of things. Normally I would never do this, but we're fine. Although I guess to prepare myself for Swamp, I should be training fighting above all else. Maybe once this stuff is done, we'll just train fighting to 20. Really, we're just going to have to be hilariously careful in Swamp because I don't know what I'm getting into. It'll be my first time doing it. UV4 training regimen today, yeah. There we go. The kill hole's ruined. That's a Ring of Dexterity. Uh-huh. I don't need a Ring of Wizardry. Yeah, not really. Is Blink available, by the way? No. I should check out some of the spells that we have. We are, believe it or not, a caster species. I could get Pog, I guess. Wonder if that's castable in Zot these days. Ah, I thought I could run up and kill this guy. Condenser vein. Damn it. Damn it. It's not safe now. I hate this bug. There's a bug right now that makes it so they just don't give a shit about casting Hellfire on top of you, even if you're next to things that are their allies. They'll just kind of do it. Once upon a time, they wouldn't have done that next to Earth Elementals. I did, Tony. I was tired of being reminded of Twitch's shenanigans, basically. I mean, I was going to go on a rant about exactly how Stalinist Twitch is behaving every single time I saw one of those things. So, there's no avoiding it, you know. Wait, actually I don't want to go down that staircase again. Oh, hello. Some gentlemen that I've missed. I mean, can you imagine banning an emote because it has the visage of a person who has politics you don't like? An emote that is like sort of a treasured... Wow, that was a dangerous upstairs, actually. I could have technically died. Alright, I've had it with this bullshit. We're gonna... God damn it. Okay, we'll file him. If he wants to be cute, now he's silenced. Literally nobody thinks about the man in the emote when they use it. Well, that's my point, and it goes to show what I've been trying to say for several days, which is these people are both petty and vindictive in ways that your average person wouldn't even really consider, you know? I don't think it would even occur to anybody to look into the politics of the Pogman. You know, any normal person, any well-adjusted person. But if you take somebody who's hilariously petty and hilariously vindictive, of course they're going to do that because every little thing has to sort of conform to their twisted worldview in their minds. And if it doesn't, they will expend enormous amounts of effort sort of forcing a square peg into a round hole, so to speak. Okay, this is really annoying. Blade Masters plus Sorcerer. This is way more dangerous than it normally would be because of the current bug that they have failed to fix in time for the tournament. Because he's going to Hellfire me even though I'm right next to a Blade Master. I hadn't really considered too deeply exactly how dangerous this makes Elf. It's Fog, I guess. Let's Acid Wand. We're already taking a ton of damage due to the fact that it's Blade Master. Actually, I'm in a horrible situation. Hold on, let me... You don't see invisible, do you? Let's invis. Okay, yeah, this is really bad. This is a potion petition situation. We need haste and healing. Okay, heal wounds and curing. I'll do that instead. I don't think they'll Hellfire you with them right next to you, so that's a benefit. And I don't think he'll Corrosive Bolt me either because I'm next to this guy, so this is actually probably an okay situation now. Nevertheless, I'm going to drink a haste because I just don't trust this to not be shitty, basically. This is just a bad situation to be in, I have to say. I have to admit. I've misplayed this quite nastily. I suppose we could silence. But then I have to win this melee with these two Blade Masters without any god abilities, which is doable. Okay, let's acid. It'll almost definitely kill him because he's constricted. Actually 0% to evade. Yeah, he's gonna die. He's dead. Good. Well, we're in Viz, so remember, they're missing a lot, and we are attacking reasonably quick, so there we go. If I hadn't recognized that as like a top 10, you know, maximum danger situation, we would have lost the run right there. Hey Strider, what's up, man? We reacted pretty much just in time. Call the ambulance, but not from Malcolm. Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. I don't care how good you are. You're going to occasionally find yourself in situations like that, especially if you're being impacted by a bug. That Hellfire thing is huge. The dangerous situation was we were in this hallway over here with 2 Blade Masters to the right and a Sorcerer approaching from the left. And there is a bug right now that means that casters no longer care if you're next to something. And so they will just Hellfire you even though you're next to a Blade Master or whatever else with high hit dice. It's really quite bad. Spellbinder's here, but I don't care about it. So essentially I was going to take a whole lot of damage from the Blade Master, but then I was also going to take a whole lot of damage from Hellfire. And it was just potentially, had the potential of me just dying there. So we invised to reduce the amount of... Well, first we fogged to give me a couple turns while the Hellfire guy approached. Then we invised to reduce the number of attacks that we were eating from the Blade Masters. Then we potion petitioned and healed up a bit. Then we hasted. Haste was probably the most important thing there. Condenser time, baby. There's too many things here. Okay, we could be LCS'd. Actually, this is technically an instant death situation. Because if I could LCS for max damage and arrowed, I could die. So we're going to do this. Silencing the Annihilator. You got to be so aware of how much damage can come at you in these situations. Especially on a character that has low HP like this. Okay, I'm pretty convinced that they will not Hellfire you if you're next to them. They won't damage themselves. They'll just damage their allies now. Again, it's an actual bona fide bug. They've admitted that it was not purposeful, that they changed this, and they said they would fix it, but for some reason they won't go above and beyond to make sure it's fixed, you know, for the tournament, so... I don't know what to say about that. Condenser Vein. We didn't have to spend money on it, but I'm glad we did. Because having that in here was really great. Ring of Strength. Is there anything I'd want to swap out? Yeah, Ring of Pro-Fire. We don't need that. Exactly, Strider. I should have identified that amulet. It could have been... Actually, never mind. I don't care if it's Faith, so... It's totally fine that we swapped there. There's no harm anymore on amulets. Okay. Palin Tonga. Well, they didn't even bother to change the sprite, like Strider was saying. And then they gave them like a unique special roll ability, and they didn't even... well, actually, wait a minute. I'm talking about Boulder Beetles. Check it out. Let's see what Boulder Beetle can do. Oh! Oh, it turns into a question mark when it rolls. How cool. He's the Riddler. He has a riddle for you. Yeah, I mean, the height of laziness, really. I don't know how you could say that that's not incredibly lazy. Like, it's not a real version of the game. It's just trunk. It's just they just sort of left it half finished, you know. The standards just slowly drop, which shouldn't surprise anybody because when you start kicking people off the team and kicking people out of the project for ideological reasons, you are by definition selecting for something other than quality. You're selecting for politics at that point. Which I guess is fine if you're trying to build like a political party, but if you're trying to build a game, I imagine it's a pretty fucking bad idea. You can be the biggest lefty in the world, but if you make good art, I would happily have you work on a game with me, you know? I guess that would be the difference between me and these people. Okay. Too bad for you, I don't make good art. What was that word art? Is that what it was called back in the day? The really goofy, like built-in WordPerfect Microsoft Word, like words that were sort of bent on the screen and all colorful. It's still a thing, you boomer. I didn't know. Alrighty, so that's all of Elf. Oh my god, do I have to do it? Do I have to go to Swamp now? Should have trained fighting a while ago. Oh god. Alright, let's see Neo Swamp. I hope I don't die. Looks the same as old Swamp. Hey Zeltrum, welcome to the stream. Thank you for the follow. Dies 2 steps in. Harpoon shot looks the exact same as before. Let's enslave that guy, just in case. Looks like there's no enemies around. I just want to make sure this is very secure. I'm gonna shout a bit. Uh-oh. Shouting at the staircase. Mistake. Tyrant Leech. Okay, so he's unchanged. He, of course, is unchanged. Let these guys duke it out a bit. There's something new. That's the Will-o'-the-Wisp. We have so much RF, I'm not real concerned about this. I assume this is pure fire damage. I sure hope it is. This is outrageously powerful. This is 28... What did I say it was? 28, 30, 38, 42, 42... 84 damage possible if you don't have RF. Totally crazy to be something that can show up so early in a lair branch. Yeah, why didn't they just make it Foxfire? Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. Bold to admit, yeah. This is not good. Actually, this is quite bad. We could be paralyzed by this thing, and then we'd probably be dead if that happened. I messed up. I would condenser vein if I could. Shit. Shit, yeah, I messed up. If I were to... Yeah, it probably does suck in hallways. If I were to Ice Blast this, it would probably die. God, I didn't even... Did you know that there are many ways that you can help support this channel? Read about them on rosecrypto.com/support. At Rose Crypto, you can learn all about cool things like the Brave web browser, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.